Happy Sunday, and welcome back to Books and Gratitude. I'm your host, Shelley Meyer, and today I am going to do a review of Kimberley Hall's Where the Cobblestones Turn Black. She is such a brilliant writer, and I'm not just saying that because she's my friend, but she is such a great writer. There's so much depth in her writing that I just get excited every time I read anything from her. So let's go ahead and begin this obviously 5-star review. Where the Cobblestones Turn Black is the kind of book that doesn't just tell a story, it really builds a mood, wraps it around you like a fog, and it quietly dares you to step deeper into the dark. And from the very first lines, Oakhaven feels alive in the most haunting way. Rain-slick streets, old stone, ancient archives, and the kind of town where history isn't just recorded, it really lingers. And at the beginning, we have Elias Thorne. He is a beautifully written protagonist, the kind you instantly ache for. He isn't living among ghosts exactly, but he's living among the dead, forgotten records, buried truths, and the wreckage of his own grief. And that grief is the beating heart of this story. So 3 years ago, Elias lost Clara, mysterious, unforgettable, and wrapped in a silver scarf like a piece of moonlight. She vanished into the steam on June 14th. She left him with nothing but a memory that loops endlessly and a heavy, rusted skeleton key that feels like it belongs to something older than him, older than Oakhaven itself. What makes this book deserve 5 stars is how cinematic and emotionally sharp it is. The imagery is stunning. Lavender in basement air, riddling archivists, time blurring at the edges, and a growing sense that reality is fraying like a film. The writing feels kind of lyrical, honestly, without being overwritten, eerie without being confusing, and romantic without being overly sweet. This is the kind of romance that feels dangerous. And we all know about dangerous romances in novels in real life. It's like obsession, like fate, like a door you shouldn't open but can't stop reaching for. And the tension, oh my God, incredible. So as Elias is offered the choice to remain in his grief or follow the shimmer of that scarf into something unknown, the story becomes more than a mystery. It becomes a haunting question. What do we risk when we refuse to let go? And what happens when the past refuses to stay buried? The looming, lanky figure watching from the shadows adds a layer of dread that feels classic and timeless, like gothic horror meeting modern psychological suspense. And by the end, you can really feel the story tightening around you like a noose made of a memory. This book is atmospheric, haunting, beautifully written. I can't emphasize that enough. And very, very, very compelling. 5 stars, of course. A dark, lyrical, unforgettable story about grief, time, obsession, and the terrifying pull of what we've lost. I think maybe we've all done that at one point in our lives, depending on the grief, depending on what we've lost, but this story tells it like it is. Now I kind of want to talk about Kimberley herself and why this 5-star rating is genuine. I want to add something personal here. She is my friend, but I'm not giving this book 5 stars because of that. I'm giving it 5 stars because she is a truly talented writer. The kind of writer who can create an entire world with a sentence, who can make a story feel like weather, like a memory, like a dream you can't shake. And I think about her story and her stories long after I have put her books down. This book is proof of her ability and her imagination and her voice on the pages. And honestly, I can't wait to read more from her. This is the second book that I've read and reviewed, and I am waiting for the next one. Kimberley was born on July 13th, a Friday, 1984. Now, mind you, I'm getting this from her bio because it's more in depth than what I can really say. She was born in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I'd love to live in Canada. So, like the storm that brought her into this world, which is really interesting. I didn't realize that I'm not familiar with Canada, so she has been an unstoppable force since the day she was born. She has overcome every obstacle that has ever tried to block her path. She's like my twin. We have so much in common that even this right here, we have in common. She's a wonderful mother of 5 boys and 1 girl, and she has dedicated herself to being an example that no matter the hardship, dreams do come true. And she is living that dream, baby. With hard work, patience, and determination, she built her way into the medical field and into a life shared with her loving husband, with whom she has created a true partnership. And that's rare, especially these days. Now, Kimberley is taking her stories and her spirituality, another thing we have in common, and she uses them to inspire not only her children, but anyone who has ever felt voiceless in the depths of despair. She lays it all out bare in her work, sharing her healing journey through fiction so others can begin to shed their own pain too. Her first book, God, it spoke to me. And that authenticity, I will tell you, paired with her talent, this is what makes her writing so powerful. And I love it. I love it. Now for my words of gratitude. Books like this really remind me and us how powerful stories can be, how they help us name emotions we don't always have words for, and how they let us explore grief, love, and fear from a safe distance. Gratitude for authors who create worlds this vivid, for readers who keep turning pages even when the story is dark, and for the shared love of storytelling that connects us all. May we always be thankful for the art that moves us, challenges us, and reminds us we're not alone. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone you think will also enjoy it. Thanks, and have a great day.